Hi, I'm John Haller, and if you're using the NuVoice software on your accent device with LAMP Words for Life or Unity, this is how you change a word's pronunciation. So some words, it could be a common word. In the old days, the word taco used to come out taco. Most of the companies that develop the synthesizers of the voices do a really good job. But you never know when you're gonna try to add a word by, adding storing a new word in there or going to spell mode, and it doesn't sound right. And the same thing happens to me. It happens to be my last name. If you type in Halloran on your device and then speak it, it will say Halloran. So it doesn't pronounce my name right, and that would make my dad really mad. For some reason, he really likes our last name to be pronounced right, Halloran, because some people say Hall, and he gets mad. I even say it wrong. But anyway, now you want every word to look be spelled correctly and then to sound as close as you can to the accurate word. I'm actually going to end up giving you three uses for the pronunciation dictionary. Let's start with making a word look right and sound right, which an example would be my name, my last name. So how do you fix a word's pronunciation if it doesn't sound right? First, it's real easy. You hit this little blue button, which takes you to the toolbox, because you're wanting this yellow button where it says toolbox. It's really nice because the fourth one over on the top row says pronunciation dictionary, so you don't have to search for it. Now, once you touch it, this is the hardest part. Am I messing with the main voice or the prompt voice? Well, it's the main voice. Unless you're using auditory scanning or auditory fishing, it's always the main voice. So you touch main voice, and then this little button right here on the left top side says add pronunciation. Now this is kind of nice because it says enter proper spelling. So if you read the screen, now you'll type the proper spelling, and it's also nice that capitalizations don't matter, so you can do that, or you remember to capitals fine. If you don't, that's fine. Then you say okay, and now is where you have to play, and there's no right or wrong answer. So now and spaces really make it nice. So you might do like how, and then or, and then in. See how I added those spaces? Now before you go any farther, you can just touch right up here anywhere on this bar, and when you do this, you'll actually hear it. So when you touch it, it'll say this one that really does a pretty good job of fix on it. It's actually, if I take the spaces out and I just do HALORIN, then I would touch right here, this whole bar. I can just touch right on the letter where the letters are. And when you do that, you'll hear it on your device, and you'll be able to say, yeah, that sounds good. And if it doesn't, you can keep playing. Once it's perfect, you hit OK down here in the corner, and then you'll see it shows up, Halloran, pronounced as this. And from that day forward, if anyone spells it or has it stored in their device, it will sound right and look right. Now, the second purpose, the good news is the steps for changing are the same, but I'm going to give you two more purposes for using the pronunciation dictionary. When I used to actually see children in therapy, I used to love to do this for not every kid, but some of them, when they started working on spelling and literacy, I gave them a fun thing to do. I don't know why kids love doing this so much, but they did. I would take them to spell mode, and I would show them that if we spell M-O-M on their device, mom, and they touch it, it would say mom. I would say, wouldn't it be fun if we made that say booger head instead? And they almost always were excited to do this. So now I would go to the toolbox, hit the blue button. I'd go to the toolbox. I'd go to the pronunciation dictionary, and I would hit main voice. And now I would hit add pronunciation, M-O-M, say okay, tell it to pronounce that as boogerhead. And I would do the same, something else kind of funny for dad, snot nose or something. So now, whenever they go to spell mode and spell M-O-M and touch the speak display, it says boogerhead. And of course, if they say it on the actual device, we're all in the family together, plus we look up to our mom. When they say mom this way, it says boogerhead again. Now, after they've done it for a few hours and whatever in therapy and liked it, think it's funny, and they practice on mom, you'd probably want to change it back or delete it. So to delete it is really easy, so it's not permanently changed. You go to the toolbox, you go to the pronunciation dictionary, all this is the same, main voice, and look right here, you just touch the one, see how it turns blue when you touch it? So you take your finger and you touch the one you want to delete, then right over here you hit delete pronunciation, and yes, I want to delete that. And now it goes back to pronouncing mom correctly. So then just say okay and okay. And the third reason to learn about pronunciation dictionary is to give you another form of encoding. Another encoding method is called abbreviation expansion, like JK equals just kidding. So you can, same steps, you go to your toolbox, hit the blue gear button, go to the toolbox, hit pronunciation dictionary, main voice, add, and now you just do JK for just kidding, say okay, and then type in just kidding, and then say okay. And now you can see it up there. So from now on, if they ever use the word JK or spell the word JK, it'll pronounce it as just kidding. All right, I hope that helps and gives you 3 good uses. Make sure every word looks right and sounds right. So for literacy and for texting and emailing and all those things, they need to make sure that when they hear a word, they see the proper spelling. And then they can also use it for humor, for literacy activities. And then third use is for abbreviation expansion. I hope that helps and makes this changing of pronunciation fun and more rewarding and works well for your kids and adults you work with.